Laney, thank you so much. Well, it's time now to get those legal questions answered. So go ahead, if you haven't already, get your call in queue. 256-536-0077 is the number to call. If you don't want to call us, text us. We can answer your question that way too, but it's the same number, 256-536-0077. Heath Brooks here from our friends over at Timberlake League and Brooks joining us right now. Always good to have you with us.
Always good to be here.
While we wait for that first big call, today is an important day because we have a lot of North Alabama kids headed back to school. And this is a good time to talk about back to school safety.
I tell you what, and it's real because people aren't used to the roads as they are now. So you got more traffic on the road. Now you've got the school zones back up.
Right.
So, you know, whereas before you were traveling 45 miles an hour down the road, now you're traveling 25. And there's flashing yellow signs, and sometimes people forget, you know, now we're back in school session. So it's important to be safe on the roads, to take your time. Don't get in a hurry. If you have to, leave a little earlier. You know, one of the things I took my daughter, it's a tradition for me, I always take my daughter to the first day of school with my wife. And, you know, you get in these car rider lines and everybody's in a hurry, so you're pacing up next to bumpers.
Right.
I can tell you, I've seen several accidents in car rider line, which backs everything else up. So take your time.
Right.
You know, keep a safe distance. We got school buses on the road now. Yep. So when you have school buses on the road, now you have a whole different element. Don't pass the school bus.
Exactly.
Stop sign out, don't pass the school bus.
And I always remind people, regardless of which side of the road you're on, when the school bus stops, everybody stops.
You know, that's a big deal because what'll happen is if you pass a school bus, you go in, change levels into just you accidentally ran a stop sign, you're going 5-10 miles over the speed limit. Now you're doing something that's reckless. Now your penalty is a lot higher, and also the impact can be a lot worse. I mean, you know, we've all seen and heard the horror stories of the person who's in too big a hurry, they pass the school bus, and then they end up doing the unthinkable, which is hitting a child.
Right.
And so, you know, and those little kids, they dart out. You know, you don't know, you think that the way's clear, and all of a sudden there's a child in front of you, and I've had that horror story. So slow down. Take your time. Don't pass a school bus.
And I think a lot of people forget, even if it's a 5 or 6 lane road or highway that you're traveling on and you're traveling against the school bus, you still have to stop, even if you're in that farthest lane.
Oh yeah. There's never a time when you can pass a school bus when the stop sign is out. Really, you know, generally because I've seen the horror stories.
Right.
I avoid passing a school bus unless I absolutely have to. I always say, you know, if you're going to attempt to pass a school bus, don't pass a school bus on the right. Always attempt to pass, and this goes with tractor trailers too, always attempt to pass a school bus on the left-hand side because school buses, tractor trailers, dump trucks, large vehicles are always trying to get to the right to allow slower traffic to go around them to the left. They're not necessarily looking on the right side. So the best course of action is slow down, go around to the left of the school bus.
And did I hear that we have a caller?
No, I don't think we have a caller.
We don't have a caller.
No,
I wasn't sure what I heard, but I thought we did.
Yeah.
Well, if you haven't and you do have a question, you haven't called us, again, the number is 256-536-0077. We still have some time to take that call. So what about, you know, there is speeding, which is a problem. There's also the issue, as always, with distracted drivers.
Yeah, that's right. There's always an issue with distracted drivers not paying attention to what you do. And, you know, of course, then the repercussions are even bigger. You know, one thing we just got in a text to talking about school buses, what are the legal repercussions to passing a school bus? And, you know, that's one of those things that it depends upon when you do it. If you're traveling in a safe speed and school bus is going slow and you pass on the left, you know, that's a legal thing to do. But if the school bus sign is out and you end up attempting to pass a school bus while the school bus sign is out, you can actually be charged with reckless driving. And if you're charged with reckless driving, that has all kinds of implications to you. Sometimes you can have very hefty fines. If it's a multiple sort of situation, sometimes you can even end up getting a probation or God forbid, a prison term.
Yeah, it's a serious thing to pass that school bus for good reason. There are kids getting on and off. And as you said, you don't know what that kid's going to do. Children just don't, they're not aware enough of their surroundings to think about danger.
That's right. That's right. You know, when we all want to be safe on the roads, and you want to be the safest as you can be. And sometimes we get in a hurry and we attempt to go a little faster. Oh, it's 5 miles an hour over. It's not going to matter, but it does. Slow down, stop, watch out for kids, slow down in those school zones. And we've got some more information about this on our blog. We can, if you look at our blog, we've got some blog posts about how to be safe on the road and use distract.
Speaking of the blog, I was going to say.
There we go. Don't be distracted and drive, and watch out for the kids.
Great information on that blog. Heath, thank you so much for being with us today, as always, and thank you. We'll be right back.